And we are live. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Quill and Sword. Finally, we've been off for a month. I am so thrilled to see these wonderful people right here. We're going to have them introduce themselves in a minute, but first, I'm going to give you a little recap. So, our lovely party, aka the Motley Few, have been dealing with a hag for a long time now. She has put them through some serious torment, including some serious psychological torment. And illusion magic, charm magic, it's all been happening. She's been messing around with rules and things. It's been a mess, and they have hated it. And they have found themselves magically transported across the continent in like a moment's time, and they are now at a place known as the Gloaming Arbor, which is notoriously linked with the wild, the place where magic comes from. There are fey creatures here. It's kind of terrifying. They found a temple to an ancient creature known as Crom and journeyed their way through it until they eventually found this watery hag with all these plant tentacles like inside her back, connecting her to everything else. It was kind of a whole mess. Ironically, I hadn't seen Stranger Things at the time, but it kind of evoked that. So I didn't realize that, but hey, we're just on point with the current trends now, I guess. You know,
finger on the pulse.
Computer cables, why not? Oh, you know what? I just realized I need to adjust Z's camera view because you are not currently in view. So, let me see if I can figure that out. Oh, wait, there you go. Now you're in view. Cool. Yes, now we have you in view. But anyway, oh my gosh, it's been a minute. They are now ready to fight this hag, though. So, before we get into the hag fight and all the nonsense, I gotta say, I'm about to use Syrinscape. I've got some new music in there for it. We love Syrinscape. You can totally check it out. And I'm going to let all of the players introduce their character, themselves, whatever they feel is important, because it's been a minute. We are going to start with SENITA. Okay.
Let's see, I got a 4, a 7, a 2, a 3. No, I'm kidding. What am I doing?
Introducing yourself and your character. I already did the recap.
Yeah.
So you just got to tell us who you're playing.
I'm playing a new, like always. Who's going to be a sneaky, sneaky rogue, like always.
Yeah. Who are you going to throw
Sorry,
up to?
I'm still recovering from viruses that are unrelated to COVID. So you're going to hear me coughing a lot, too.
I'm sorry. That sucks.
I'm going to pass it down to Robin.
Hello, I am Robin Miller. I am in ASMR mode today because I have my small. He will be playing the role of Stardust, and I will be playing the role of Masquerade, who is a changeling and a trained bodyguard, and I will pass it to Marissa.
So I'm Marissa, and I am playing Nimini Batch, everyone's favorite halfling orator, not halfling, changeling orator. I know it's a link. Yeah, so I will be the one worried about the kids and just kind of babysitting the crew as best she can. And I'm going to go ahead and pass it to Nathaniel.
My name is Nathaniel Wayne. I will be playing Wisp, a fawn bard who is somewhat at loose ends in a lot of ways right now, but has not had time to process that because hag nonsense had to happen.
Valid. Yeah, this hag is all the nonsense. And yeah, so we're going to go ahead and get started with you guys find yourselves once again in this chamber. It's big, it's open, it's spacious. There's a big pool of water in the center. There are vines all over the walls that are creeping up. You see that there are carvings of this long snake-like, maybe centipede creature with flower mouths coming out at different points. And you see in the middle of it all, hanging from these vines in the pool of water, is this hag with she's got like this grayish skin. Her stringy black hair hangs all the way down. She's clothed in rags, and she is ready to see all of you suffer yet again. And I hope
Steven, before we get into it, I'm going to ask this because Wisp would remember, but me, the player, does not. I know her name, and I don't remember what it was.
Agatha?
It was, huh?
I said Hagatha.
I think it was Griselda.
Yes,
Oh,
thank
right.
you. Thank you.
So, as you guys find yourselves in this quiet chamber, she lifts a gnarled hand and points with a long black painted nail. And she says, "You, welcome to my home. The home of my master."
Does that mean we have guest rights?
You said what?
I said, does that mean we have guest rights?
Oh, you know what? I have no idea what that even is. Can you help me understand it?
Okay, so like guest right is that thing where you're a guest in someone's home and they're not allowed to hurt you because it's against sacred hospitality.
Oh no, she's absolutely allowed to hurt you here. Because
Okay,
she's
no,
not...
no, Mask said that, not me. Mask is being glib.
Oh, got you. Then she, her eyes open and you see that now she has no pupils. She just has this inky blackness in her eyes. And she says, "I haven't belonged to Baba in a very long time." And everybody can go ahead and roll initiative.
Yes, good.
17 on the new dice.
Oh, you got new dice.
Oh, no, wait, sorry. That's not with my plus. So 20. That's 20.
Ooh,
A
dirty 20.
I gotta wait for D&D Beyond to catch up and actually roll for me.
I got 3.
3. Okay, so Nim is probably going last.
It's best for Nim. Let's be real.
7.
7.
Right.
Okay.
13.
All right, so we have a new going there. All right, Wisp, you are first. She utters these words, and it looks like she's about to strike. What do you do?
How far away is she?
You tell me, how close would you get? When the entrance of the room is about 200 feet away from where she is.
Crap. That is, jeez. That is out of the range of literally everything I have. So, like, you're asking how I mean, Wisp would have been making steady progress towards her during her time talking, not like running progress, but walking progress.
Right.
Because
that's what I figured.
they've really had it with her.
Okay, so how close would you be, do you think?
I mean, just given what Wisp tends to make use of, I'm going to say within 60 feet.
Okay, absolutely.
Okay, so she's what? She's like winding up?
Yep. She's just pointing right now, but you can tell that she's about to do a thing. You just have that gut feeling.
Okay. Is she on the ground or is she like lifted up by these vines?
She is lifted up so that her long toenails are just grazing the surface of the water.
Ew. So you know what? We're gonna start basic.
Okay.
We're gonna start with a vicious mockery.
Okay. So she
That's,
needs to make a wisdom save?
Yes, that is a wisdom save.
Okay, 16?
That does beat.
Okay. So, how does that look for you?
So I'm just gonna, what I'm gonna say to her is I'm gonna kind of like wave a hand very, very overly friendly and just go, "Hey, Grizzy," and like it's going to start to look like almost sort of a rainbow flutter coming out of my mouth, but because it doesn't hit, it's going to kind of sputter on its way there.
Okay. All right. And you see she sort of cocks a weird smile, and you hear it's almost like wood cracking as her mouth just kind of almost unnaturally rises just a little bit up to where her eyes are on one side. And then she tilts her head and she's like, "Hello, darling." And you see a black vine, a tendril, coming from above, and it suddenly shoots like a magic missile toward you.
Oh, great.
And immediately, without you even realizing it, it burrows right here under your chest, and I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Crap. That's a 3.
A 3. You guys watch as this snake-like vine with thorns that are about like 4 or 5 inches long shoots toward Wisp, and it plunges into their chest and then snakes under their skin, almost like a hand grabbing them, so that you can see multiple tendrils coming up from their back under the skin as it lifts them off the ground. And you see their eyes blinking rapidly as their pupils roll in the back of their head.
Steven, everyone disliked that.
Wisp, you find yourself no longer in the chamber.
Of course.
You find yourself home. What does home look like to you?
Home is a very large tree in a clearing with sort of it's hollowed out, and there's a door in the tree itself, and there are butterflies, and there are flowers blooming, and there are deer wandering about.
Okay. Is there someone who Wisp loves, be it a pet, a family member, a lover, a close friend, who waits for them just outside home?
So I'm trying to figure out how to answer this, Stephen, because such a person does exist, but Wisp knows they would not be here in this place.
Okay. So they would still be the one that you see, and maybe that's a clue to you to snap out later.
Okay. So hang on, let me check something real quick.
Okay.
Sorry. Not too much of my past has come up to this point.
I know. Welcome to the fight that's not a fight.
Ah, goddamn it. Okay, so this will be a tall human, feminine in appearance, but not like in a definitive you can tell for certain way, but just seems to be leaning in that direction. Long flowing dress, hairs in braids, chestnut hair in braids, trying to think, sort of an olive skin tone complexion.
Okay. You see this person. What are their pronouns, by the way?
It is she, but appearance-wise, you would find yourself stumbling.
Okay. So you see her. She's there, waiting for you. You know in your heart that's why she's here. and she reaches. And almost like she's ready to receive you in an embrace. And that's where we're going to go to the next person. Anu, you see Wisp hanging in the air by their chest from this vine. What do you do?
I want to shoot Wisp down, but I also have to make sure that I'm close enough to run and catch if it succeeds.
Okay, I will require an acrobatics or athletics check, your choice, to be able to manage both.
All right. Go for good for me. All right. So just do the one die?
Go ahead and attack first. And since you're attacking the vine does have its own hit points. And Wisp is connected to it, so they are adjacent. Meaning, you do in fact get your sneak attack.
Oh. Okay. I forget what those are. Okay. Let me see. So just roll +5 for my crossbow. 21.
Mm-hmm.
And then I do damage.
That hits.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, 1d6 +2, and then 4d6. Oh, I don't have enough. Wait. Yes, I do. I have the Sorry. I need 1d6 and then 4 more d6s. Ugh.
That's a lot of d6s right there.
I got a set of dice from Pokemon, so and then I just have
Awesome.
extra dice lying around.
Now, question: are your bolts silvered?
Are my bolts silver?
Yeah.
Yes, they are.
Okay,
Okay, so I
because
got,
that will affect things, you know.
Okay. I
It's
got
crom
1d6.
and nonsense.
Nonsense.
So
Crom
5
sense.
5d6s. Okay. You guys want to see the roll or?
No, you go for it. We trust you.
Oh, one fell off.
Wisp might not trust you in a minute.
All right. Hang on. I'm missing one dice. Where'd you go? 2, 4, 5. Yeah. I gotta just roll another one. There we go. Okay. I got 1, 2, 4, 7. I can do math. 13, 18.
18. That's what you need. Your silver bolt pierces through the vine and slices cleanly, and Wisp falls. Make an acrobatics or athletics check, your choice. Your DC is going to be 14.
Okay. Alright. My Power Rangers dice hasn't been failing me yet, so... You said it's 14, right?
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Encourage!
yes!
Hey, encourage! How does Nim encourage Anu?
Hands out, Anu! Hands out!
All right, Anu, that means you get to add Nim's +3 to your roll.
I hit. So, 14.
It's exactly 14.
Yeah, I got a 7, and my thing is +5.
So, you absolutely catch Wisp. You save them from potentially hurting themselves during the fall. However, there's so much more going on right now with Wisp. Wisp, how are you responding seeing her there? Home, waiting for you.
What are you doing here?
You say that, and as you say that, heavy, dark clouds roll in overhead. The entire area shadows. You start watching as the grass in the field withers, and turns almost this bluish black as it dies, and the trees' leaves begin falling and turning to ash midair. And you see Anu standing atop the tree branches. She lowers a crossbow pointed right at her and fires, and you see blood spurt from the neck as the bolt pierces, and she falls, painting the now gray dead ground with her red blood. And you awaken to find yourself in Anu's arms. And we're gonna go to Masquerade now.
Of course.
So Masquerade, you see Anu freeze Wisp and runs, slides, and catches them as they fall.
Okay.
What do you do?
You said we were 120 feet away?
However far away you think you would be, given that the entrance is 200 feet from where she is. And Wisp was walking toward her, steadily.
Okay. Yeah, I think I would have seen the sense in that, so we're gonna go with stopping at 120 feet, and we are gonna go with Magic Missile.
Okay. So just roll that good damage. Actually, describe how it looks.
Just, like, this is going on off to the side, and Mask is standing there, and, like, it just kind of presses palms together, and then, like, out, like it's an anime move, right? And the masks materialize and just shoot forward.
Okay, and when you see the masks shoot forward, like lightning, her arms spread and raise, and when she does, the water in the pool surrounding her rises with the motion, forming a shield.
Okay.
That, with crystal light, blocks your magic missiles, and she has a shield up until the start of her next turn, increasing her armor class by 5.
Boo. That was Mask, not me.
And she says nothing. Your voice ringing hollowly through the chamber. Do you have anything else you want to do? You have bonus actions, you have...
No, not right at the moment.
Okay. So, and you ate up a spell slot, so hey. Nim, what are you doing? Seeing all this go down.
So, I mean, Nim probably wouldn't know this, but can the hag hear us behind this wall of water, the shield?
Yes, she can hear you.
Okay. So what I would like to do, I'm going to try for a little de-escalation here.
Okay.
So I'm just going to start talking to her. You know, ma'am, Griselda, I believe your name is. I apologize. We have come into your home and we have not put our best foot forward. So, you know, I just want to take a moment and thank you for your hospitality. And I know that in the past, we perhaps have not, we didn't really get off to the best start. And as I like to say, in this life, there are no enemies, only potential friends. And I was wondering if perhaps we could start over and, you know, just have a calm little chat and see if we can get on the same page. You know, in this life, we probably have more in common than not. I suppose, you know, that's something I was always taught. So it would be just really interesting, maybe, you know, a cup of tea, maybe some cookies, maybe, you know, we could just chat and see how things are.
Roll a persuasion check at disadvantage. Your DC is 18.
This is a terrible idea.
You wanted to parlay with the monster in the middle of a combat.
You know what? She had to try or she wouldn't be
That
Nim.
is totally valid. And you know
All
what?
right.
We love Nim. We stan Nim.
So with disadvantage, we got 18.
Holy cow! You see, she pauses, and the shield falls.
Does she have to do a... So when you do, the creature makes a charisma saving throw.
Oh, you're doing that? Yep.
Okay. So on my sheet, it says, the creature makes a charisma saving throw. The DC for this save equals 8 plus your charisma modifier plus your proficiency bonus.
Uh-huh.
So my charisma modifier is +3 and my proficiency
so 14.
bonus.
She has to get better than a 14.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. She got a 19.
No! I was making her docile!
But you did pause her enough to cause the shield to go down, meaning she doesn't have it for the full rest of the time.
That feels good.
And Wisp, we're back at you.
So, I've just come out of this thing, and the first thing I see is a new.
Mm-hmm.
Yes?
Yep.
God damn it.
According to you, too.
No, the character doesn't say that. This is me trying to figure out exactly what I'm going to do. Okay, I think what makes the most sense that Wisp would do would be, if possible, roll out of Anu's grasp. If there is resistance, they will do so violently, and like I'm basically trying to dodge roll away and like get my bearings again.
Okay. So Anu, do you stop Wisp from rolling away from you?
No. Edit.
Okay, you don't even have to make an acrobatics roll. You're a dancer. You can easily dodge roll and get to your feet.
Okay. Now, are we taking that as my action or
Nope,
just
nope.
as movement?
That's your movement.
Okay.
So you find yourself in the chamber again.
Yeah. And I'm back to what? 60 feet away from her again?
Mm-hmm.
How? All right. 2 questions.
Okay.
And if you want to tell me I wouldn't know, that's fine. But would what just happened to me count as a charm of any kind?
It does.
It does.
It
How
does.
close is, other than Anu, who I know is right there, how close is everyone else to me?
You can ask them. I know that Masquerade was about 120 feet away, so 60 feet away from you.
Okay.
And I don't know about Nim.
I'm definitely behind Mask. I am not getting anywhere near this creature.
Okay.
Okay.
You know.
So this is only going to impact myself and Anu. I'm going to cast Counter Charm. So until the end of my next turn, and this does count as my action, any friendly creature within 30 feet gains advantage on saving throws against either being frightened or charmed.
You took out like half the things I can do now.
Good. Good.
So, what does that look like for you when you cast this counter charm, when you use it?
So what this looks like is there is a spin motion, and then the arms go out, and what forms within the 30-foot range is a bit of a dome that then sharply contracts and dissipates as soon as it hits the people within it. So like it shrinks until it encapsulates both me and Anu, and then it's gone.
Okay. So, is that all you're doing?
Hold on. Check one other thing.
You do have a bonus action still.
Designating Anu my dance partner, because that does not require an action.
Okay.
And bonus action, 60 feet. Now, before I do this, I want to be clear. How I'm reading Counter Charm is that this, the Counter Charm affects the people who were within the 30 feet when I cast it. They don't have to stay within 30 feet of me for it to keep affecting.
I believe so.
Okay. As long as we're in agreement on that.
Yep.
Then I'm charging her.
Okay.
And I'm not gonna get all the way there. I'll get 35 feet.
Okay.
But rapier and dagger drawn, and I'm charging.
Okay. So it is her turn now. She's going for you again.
I'm sure
So
she is.
You see another tendril. This time it snakes and gets Wisp in the back. Another Constitution saving throw.
Okay, and I get advantage on this now.
Mm-hmm.
That's a 19.
Oh, you succeed. So this vine digs in your back, and you just keep charging, and it tears out before it can really take hold. And she's gonna use a legendary action because she is very scared. Everyone Constitution saving throws.
Dare you?
But you all have advantage. Or no, Anu and Wisp have advantage. The other two that are further away don't. So, this is hard.
17.
10.
15.
Two of you have
Bodyguard
made
you
it.
from this kind of thing.
Nat 20.
So these vines just shoot toward all of you, and you've seen this happen before. Masquerade, you nimbly dodge out of the way. You see it coming. Anu, dodge roll, no effect. Wisp, you just slice the vine away at this point. And that's when Masquerade, you get just a little spatter of blood on your shoulder from behind. As you hear Nim go, and you see one of the vines gets her from the back, and it lifts her up, and you see as she's hanging there almost like a limp marionette. Her eyes are fluttering, her pupils rolling in her head. And
Yeah, I'm following.
Nim, we're gonna get to you in a minute. And Anu, it is your turn.
I have to do an attack roll here.
Okay.
I'm gonna attack the vine that has Nim. Yeah. Uh, 15.
15 does not hit her.
Ooh.
You missed her by 1.
Damn.
So, that will... Do you have a bonus action?
Yeah, I'm gonna use my other.
Because you dual wield these crossbows, don't you?
Yes, I'm gonna use my other crossbow. Damn, that was less. 14.
Nope. So, Anu, fire, and you see these vines whip out of nowhere and just smack your bolts out of the way, and they clatter to the floor. And now we're at Masquerade.
Okay. Can I target the vine far enough up that I'm not at risk of hitting Nim?
Yes, easily.
Firebolt.
Okay, make an attack roll.
$21.
Double your damage.
Oh no, dirty 21.
Oh no, double your damage because it's weak to fire.
Oh, okay.
What are you saying?
24.
24.
Yes.
So you incinerate the vine and it severs immediately. But now we come to Nim. Nim, you find yourself at home. Where is home for Nim?
Home is the first place that Nim ever got to be part of a found family. So as a changeling, Nim just kind of came into existence, doesn't really know where she's from, but she stumbled upon an orphanage and realized she could make herself look like one of the kids. And that's the first place she got a warm meal. So it's a cute little orphanage run by monks, and it's got a nice garden out front. And right now she is in the garden looking at the tomatoes, picking one off the vine like she did the first day she was there.
Okay. What sorts of children are here?
All human children. So
Okay.
even though Nim isn't one of them, it's the closest thing to home she'll ever know.
Okay. Who is someone special to Nim in this place? Pet, family member, close friend, lover?
There is Miss Honey. She is the cook that works at the orphanage and bakes things for kids, and that's why Nim likes to carry pastries in her pockets.
Okay. And you see Miss Honey approaches you, and she's got this basket full of different sweet honey breads and pastries and everything, and she's got that warm smile. And just as you start reaching to get the bread, the clouds roll in. The entire place goes dark. The other children are just staring, wide-eyed, as Masquerade stands behind Miss Honey and takes her head in their hands. And Miss Honey pauses. You see terror in her eyes as tears start streaming, and Masquerade, with a sickening crunch, snaps Miss Honey's neck. And you find yourself suddenly falling, and you land on the floor, and you're in the chamber once again, staring up at Masquerade.
Mask, who is probably not helping this at all because they're in war mode right now.
I just say, you killed her!
Not yet.
What? And then Nim realizes where she is.
Okay. And we are back to Wisp. Wisp, you are aware of what just happened. And you've had this experience, so you know what Nim just went through.
Mm-hmm. So, let's see. Check something real quick. Okay, so I can close the rest of the distance to her. If I could have gotten a little bit closer, I could add a charge to this, but I wasn't close enough. But
Okay.
we can, I can go with the rapier and the dagger, both of which are silver.
Okay.
I'm going straight for the neck.
Okay.
We're going to lead with the rapier.
Okay.
And so that is a 22.
That hits. Roll your damage.
Five.
5. Okay.
And I do have dual wielding now, so go with the dagger.
All right.
12.
Hold off on that just a minute.
Okay.
You slash at her with your rapier. And as you slash, you slice clean through the middle. And midway through the slice, her entire visage sploosh into water. And you sense someone standing right behind you. And this long pointed chin leans near your ear and says, "Hello, dear." And now you can make that dagger strike.
Okay. Do you want me to roll it again? Or
No, what did you get?
It was a 12.
A 12. So you slice and you miss just by virtue of the surprise from her suddenly appearing behind you. But she no longer has the vines in her. And all of you watched as she splooshed, and then it was almost like you blinked. And you know that sort of camera effect when something flashes from one place to another? Mm-hmm. You saw that as she's now standing behind Wisp. And you see that now with her standing here, she's like well over 6 foot tall in spite of her massive hunch. And it is her turn. And she whispers in your ear, Wisp. And you don't recognize the language. It's literal gibberish to you. Yet, at first it sounds like a deep, guttural, thunderous, roaring voice. At the same time, with this soft, very feminine, kindly voice, superimposed a third time with a child's giggling, mocking voice. All in unison with this gibberish. And I need you to make a charisma saving throw. And this is a charm.
Unfortunately, counter charm only lasts to the end of the turn following, so it's no longer in effect.
Oh.
I wish I could have claimed otherwise, but...
Okay.
So you said charisma saving throw?
Yep.
Dirty 20.
You succeed. You hear the voices, and you start to feel yourself almost lulled into this state of safety. And you know that's not right. It can't be right. And you force yourself to refuse the safety offered by these non-words.
All right.
And dang, I don't know if I should use her other legendary action right now.
Steven.
You know what? We're gonna go for it. Let's go for it.
Do it, Steven.
So I need everyone to make a Constitution saving throw as she unleashes this ethereal scream that just blasts, rippling the air with sound.
20!
Oh
It's
my
nat
god!
1.
Oh.
No!
4.
4.
You guys, Nim can't be the one that survives this.
Anu, what did you
That makes
get?
sense.
You're muted.
You're muted.
You said charisma, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it was Constitution this time.
Oh no, it's Constitution this time. I'm sorry. Charisma was for Wisp. Constitution
charm?
is the scream.
Counter charm's not in effect anymore.
Oh no, but I have advantage against charm.
Oh.
Yes, you would have advantage against this.
Okay. $14.
14. So, Nim, you watch as everyone else drops.
Oh dear.
And
Oh.
their eyes are batting, their pupils rolling in the back of their heads, and they start convulsing. And each of you now find yourselves once again at home. But you're alone. Something is wrong. You start having this prickling headache that flashes into a migraine at different moments, dealing each of you, hold on, 5 psychic damage. And you see that loved one. The only person we haven't heard from are Anu and Masquerade. So Masquerade, we'll start with you. What does home look like?
It's a small castle, a little keep, where Angelique and I lived with the person that I consider to be our father, but he's really only her father. He's no blood relation of mine. Not that that really matters when you've been adopted, but it looks like a small square castle with a courtyard, a training yard, you know, like the main hall, all of the trappings. And the person that would be there would be our father.
Okay. What about you, Anu? What does home look like?
One of the Elven Kingdoms. In the timeline of... Oh, I can never remember his name. It's just the Elven Kingdom, but like fixed up.
So at the height of its glory.
Yeah.
In one of your past lives?
Yeah.
Okay. And who is the special person with you?
Yeah, I can't remember his name. We killed him, or did he get died?
Elias?
Elias, yes.
Okay. So you see Elias there. You're both sitting in a field, looking over the Elven Kingdom's glory in that densely wooded area. It is not a ruin. It's a magical society where mages thrive and find liberty and purpose. There is no war with the humans. There's no war with anyone because everyone just accepts you for you. Masquerade, you're home with Angelique. You're home with your lord. It's nice. It's raining outside, but it's nice. Wisp, you're in the kitchen, and she's there again. Maybe not a kitchen, maybe a campfire. I'm not sure, actually. I assume.
It would be a campfire.
Campfire. So you are cooking your favorite meal with her, sitting across the way, unharmed, and looking into your eyes with her own. Nim, all of them are seizing right now, and you see the hag starts walking directly toward you, striding with purpose, her long, gangly arms swaying almost as though there were a breeze. What do you do?
I take a look at everybody and I just put my hand out and say, stop. Just stop. I need you to stop. That what have you done to them? We didn't do anything to you, and so far we've played your games. What can we do now? You've taken us away from our purpose, from our mission, from the things that we need to accomplish, and I still don't know why, and you're hurting my friends, and I don't know why I know this, but it's not going to end well for you, and I think if we stop right now, maybe you can go and nobody will get hurt.
Make a persuasion roll.
28.
28. You hear her in this strange voice that she just spoke to Wisp with a moment ago, but she's going, stop, stop, stop. Is that all you can say?
Well,
I
I can
hear you. I will hear you, mortal. Fine. Use your words. Save your friends. Give me reason. Because I love this. I eat your pain. I drink your suffering. Your misery is my just dessert. My favorite flavor is your most intimate dream. Stop me from eating if you can. It's your go. What are you doing?
How
You
close
can talk,
is
you can do whatever.
How close is she to me at this point? She's pretty close, right?
Probably halfway, so she's like 60 feet away.
No, damn it. I'm gonna try to de-escalate again, and then I don't think I have any more dice to use.
Okay, so how are you trying to de-escalate her? What are you trying to convince her of, or what are you trying to get out of it?
You know, you think our drinks are tasty. I have some people I think you should meet. You know, our flavors, you've had them before, clearly. I mean, you know, we did that whole situation at the inn, and, you know, I'm just saying, you might get a little bit bored, but if, you know, you take a moment and, you know, let my friends wake up, maybe we might be able to find some folks with better dreams, perhaps more interesting dreams, perhaps a new flavor that you've never tried before.
You see, she pauses, and she grins. Very well. Tell me who to go to.
Oh, well, I mean, I appreciate that you want to do business so quickly, but here's the thing. I am terrible with names, and what I'm going to need is for you to wake up my friends, and then we'll talk. And I know that, you know, Wisp knows some people, and Mask knows some people, and Anu knows people, let me tell you what. So go ahead and wake them up, and then, you know, we'll discuss, we'll figure out some names, you know, give you directions maybe to wherever you need to get going. But I'm so sorry I left my Rolodex at home. It's been a rough journey, you know?
She stops, swaying just a little bit. She tilts her head the other way. You don't need to be good with names, dear. Just give me consent to find them myself. Well, and that gets a little bit tricky because I can't consent for others, to my understanding. So I think perhaps, you know, again, if you wake up my friends, we can discuss, and then, you know, they know their friends better, and they can give consent for them. And, you know, I just don't want to make it uncomfortable for anyone. I don't want to, you know, I don't want to overstep my bounds here. Like a horror movie, she suddenly appears in front of you.
No.
I just need their names from you. That's all I need. And if you give me consent, I can take them. What I do from there is their business and not yours. Do you give me their names? I do not, but I do appreciate that you are receptive to other offers. So I think if we keep talking, we're going to reach an agreement at some point where my friends are awake. So what else can we do here? You know, you've seen my dreams, boring as heck. And I don't have, you know, I'm not gonna, you know, just hand over some other folks. But what else? What else can we do here? You know, how do I get you into some new dreams today, ma'am? So all of you take another psychic damage. I rolled a 1.
Take it.
And you may now all make another Constitution saving throw because Nim is actually buying you time to make additional saving throws.
19.
You're up.
7.
Nope. Anu?
19.
What'd you say?
19.
You're up too. So Anu and Masquerade, your eyes flutter for a moment and you find yourself awake and you hear just that last sentence that Nim says.
Why get you into some new dreams today?
Nobody knows that you're awake right now, though.
Who isn't awake?
I'm not.
Just Nim, or just Wisp now.
I don't know what the initiative order is right now, but I think Anu should be moving first out of the two of us because you have sneak attack.
We are at Nim's turn still, so Nim, I'm going to let you get in 6 more seconds of dialogue with this hag.
You know, I think that we can make a really great deal today, and Not to be the real used cart salesman, I'm just saying that there's an opportunity here and I don't want to leave it on the table. So I want everybody to be happy, but just tell me what I gotta do to let you walk away with those dreams.
Okay, so you guys hear that, and Griselda places her hand on your forehead. The palm covers your entire forehead, and the fingers actually grasp toward the back of your skull.
Nope, gross.
And she says, just let me know that's what you can do. Is it a yes or no?
It's a no.
Okay, so she just holds there, and you can feel the squeeze just getting a little bit tighter. And Anu, you're up.
Okay. Is there anything visible that was like holding us down for these?
Nope.
Fine,
You just
all right.
fell.
Then I'm going after the hag.
Okay.
Go. Alright. $19.
19, that hits.
Okay. And I got my 6d6s because it's sneak attack, right?
It is.
Okay. Okay. 20.
20 damage?
Mm-hmm.
Holy cow! Alright, so you actually cause her a grievous wound. So I'm gonna roll a die real quick. So what were you using to attack? Your
My crossbow. Yep.
So you get this inky black blood splattering on your face, Nim, and your front just a little bit, as a silver bolt suddenly juts from her shoulder. And you see that the wound begins necrotizing with silver. And the arm that she was using to hold your face severs from the shoulder with this almost slurpy noise. As the skin breaks off, the grip goes limp and the entire thing falls to the ground. She lets out this multi-toned shriek as she whirls to see Anu. Anu, what do you got for any bonus actions or anything you want?
I'm gonna shoot her again and be a smartass.
Okay, go for it.
I have to roll again, right?
Mm-hmm.
Great. $15?
15 will not hit her.
Ooh, can I still get encouraged again?
If Nim wants to encourage you.
Do I have dice left to use?
Let's see. I think you do.
I think I do too. I can't find where I left off last time. I feel like
because you didn't do much last time.
Yeah.
So we'll say you have one more die you can use if you will.
Yeah, I am encouraging the heck out of you.
Okay. So
do it. I know you got it. That was really gross and no more blood splashing, but do a good shot.
And just as you aim and fire, that extra little bit of encouragement is what you needed to succeed. So roll your damage.
No, that's just the regular damage though, right?
Yeah, just regular damage.
Neat.
Because you don't deal sneak attack twice in a turn.
Oh, I just realized I never added. The first damage was +2.
Okay, so I'll add 2 more. No worries. Seven. Okay. So you shoot again. What happens? Where do you hit her? She's not dead, but
I'm gonna hit her in her mouth.
Okay. So you land the bolt, and it hits her straight in the throat, and she coughs up this black ichor that splatters across the floor. And her jaw unhinges just a little bit from her mouth, and she crunches, and the silvered bolt snaps. And she spits it out.
I told you didn't want to play this game.
And it is Masquerade's turn. Wisp, we're getting to you. Hold on.
I know.
But you are going to have more psychic damage, unfortunately, as well.
How much?
A d6. It's an ongoing d6 until you succeed the save.
So, do you roll that or do I roll that?
I roll the d6, but then you roll your save again.
So wait, am I doing that now or in a minute?
In a minute.
Okay.
Flurry of blows, hands of harm as the last hit.
Okay.
Nat 20.
That'll definitely hit.
Dirty 22.
Okay.
And dirty 20.
Holy cow! You are on fire tonight. Go for it.
Okay, let me scroll to hands of harm to make sure that I've got this effect right. Okay. So this is just the blows, and then I have to roll for the hands of harm additional damage because I don't have enough d4s.
Okay.
13, and then 5 necrotic on top of it.
Wow. Okay. We'll get to you in a second. Wisp. You take 3 more psychic damage
Okay.
and make your saving throw.
What did you need?
Constitution, I get no help. That's an 8.
Okay. So, you feel this headache stinging you again, but she's here. She's with you. You're at the campfire, and that's worth something. And it's so nice. Masquerade, how do you want to do it?
Oh, fuck yeah. I want to grab her stupid mouth and snap it all the way back like a bear trap.
Okay. So you do that, and you hear this guttural screech as you just snap it. And you see her skin starts flaking away as it grays, and it turns to cinders. And her skeleton turns to ash and crumbles before you. And as the skeleton crumbles to ash, because you still have a teammate down, the ash swirls on a wind and enters the mouth and nostrils and fluttering eyes of Wisp.
Shit.
Wisp, I need you to make another Constitution saving throw.
I don't think any of us have used our inspiration tonight. I know I have not.
13.
Does not succeed.
I'll use an inspiration and I'll try once more.
Okay.
That's worse. So.
Are you allowed to take mine at this point, or are we like capping at the one attempt?
I am going to say that I think it's technically you get advantage, right?
It is.
So,
you're right.
yeah, it
fair
caps.
game.
37 psychic damage.
That puts me at -3.
So you see this happen, and all of a sudden, the shadows explode, tearing off Wisp's fingernails as blood pours from it. You see their chest opens up, and you see just the skin just a little bit is open now. Their blood is pouring from their mouth, their ears, their eyes. And you hear Wisp let out this unholy scream. And Wisp, you are now making death saving throws at this point.
Okay.
So, Wisp, I need your first death saving throw.
That's a D20, yes?
Yep. And it is, I believe, Constitution.
15.
15 is a success.
Okay.
Anu, you're first. You see this horrific display unfold, and you see Wisp begin seizing again. What do you do?
I have cure wounds. Does that do anything?
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna do cure wounds.
Okay.
I just have to roll the 1d8, or do I have to do something to make it succeed?
You just roll the 1d8.
Okay. 7.
7. You get 7 hit points back, Wisp, and you are no longer making death saves. You are stable, so you are at 7 because you set to 0. You don't have negative. So you just are stable, but you are still under her curse because of what she did. So, in your homescape, you feel your chest constrict as you see her eyes tear up. And she looks into the fire. And she sniffles just a little bit. She tries not to choke on her own words. And she says, I think I have to go.
I don't think we're even here.
It was really nice, wasn't it?
Yeah. You don't always think about the things that you know can't happen. But then when you do, it makes you want the impossible.
I know. And I need you to now make a charisma saving throw.
Charisma.
Mm-hmm. And just so you know, this mechanic works like death saves, but with the curse.
Okay, so question, because going through some of my stuff, I noticed something that I've been failing to take into account for freaking ever. Which is that I have advantage on intelligence, wisdom, and charisma saving throws against magical effects and spells. Would this count?
Yes.
Okay, so I get to roll that again, which is good because that first one wasn't great. 18.
18 is a success. You see almost like a phantom of Anu briefly standing behind her. And you're reminded of what's real as you succeed your first saving throw. Masquerade, what do you do as you see Wisp is still seizing on the ground?
So I'm like at this point convinced that the witch is trying to possess Wisp. Because Mask has no idea what's actually going on here, so I'm gonna start making threats.
Okay.
Now the goal is not to live. Now you will let my friend go, or you will wish that you had died. I will never give up pursuing you, and I will do things to you that there will be no escape from. You want to leave.
And Wisp, you see she just sits quietly across the fire from you. And you see Mask's determined visage faded briefly behind her, like another phantom. Make another charisma saving throw.
14.
Still a success. And she looks up to you. I'm so sorry that I'm not real.
You're as real now as you ever were. So still counts the same for me.
And Nim, you see Wisp is still seizing on the ground, but the seizing has lessened just a little. Something about what Mask said helped somehow.
I rush over there and take my apron off and ball it up and put it under Wisp's head as just like a soft little pillow.
Mm-hmm. And Wisp, you feel warm arms grasp you from behind in a hug. And then, just briefly, a phantom of Nim sits beside you with an arm still around your shoulders, comforting. Make another charisma saving throw.
$18.
18. So, she looks up from across the fire, and she says, I just wish. And as she says wish, it just shh into an echo as you find yourself almost lulling to sleep, falling back, and when you suddenly wake up, you're surrounded by your three friends.
We've got to stop meeting this way.
Hold still, you still got more wounds to heal.
Yeah, I noticed.
I'm gonna do cure wounds, but this time we're gonna do it at second level.
Okay.
It's 2d8s plus 1. Yeah, that's 13, 14.
14. So you get 14 more health back, Wisp.
That puts me in decent shape. I'm close to half of my normal HP. She's dead, right? Like,
Yeah.
oh, thank you.
You missed it though. I was wheeling and dealing. It was great. I did a very good job and everybody was asleep. I'm
We
not
heard the
offended
tail
by
end
that
of
at all.
We heard the tail end of it, and the fact that you were at that part of the speech by the time we woke back up is truly devastatingly impressive.
Thank you. I felt impressive. It was great. We should talk more when we're fighting.
You should wipe your face.
Let's get out of here.
It's like a plan to me.
Gonna pick myself up and make sure I've still got all my stuff.
Man, I told her she didn't want to play this game.
I think she probably had more fun than I'd care to imagine.
So you all gather your stuff up. And you notice the ruins are actually in a state of disrepair. The vines are no longer thorny and dark, but they're ivy vines, tangled and woven over the carvings, burying their shallow roots into the carvings and cracking them further, so that you can barely even tell what or who this was a temple of. The pool of water in the center is dry and shallow. As you start walking out, you see Jacquard, who you laid in a hallway, just still leaning there, sort of coming to a little bit, shaking his head. Oh, what happened?
You drank too much.
I've never been hit with any spirit like that.
Nah, that's the elven wood for you. You should get out of here.
And then his eyes widen. The children! Are the children safe?
We wouldn't be here if they weren't. Right? We made sure that the kids were safe before we came here.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
It's been a little while.
Yeah. He collapses on the first of you that will be there for him, basically. And he just sort of breathes heavily. I had to make a deal with her to protect them.
Man, I know about them deals.
Okay, we get it.
There was nothing I could give her but myself.
Unfortunate. I didn't give her shit except a silver bullet to the neck.
And a deal, if I remember correctly.
No, I never came through on the deal. That's what she
Where are we?
That's complicated.
Are we in a temple? In a ruin?
Yeah. Short answer, yes.
How did we get here?
See, that's the complicated part, and I don't have a full thing for you. Let's walk and talk. Let's get out of here. It's been an unpleasant time in here.
Very well. And he'll walk with you, and sitting outside, almost like a dog, is this little girl with the pale silver skin that you met earlier. Well, it took you long enough, but it seems that you put it back to sleep.
Oh, you mean she's not dead?
Who's not dead?
Hag.
The hag? I don't know about a hag. I know that this is a temple to Crom, and somebody had awakened it, and it's no longer awakened.
Okay, well that's good at least.
We'll take it. I can't remember. Did you tell us you could send us back where we came from?
I told you I might be able to. I don't know.
Oh, man.
Well, one way to find out.
Let's go back to the building where you came through.
Okay. That's true. You probably don't want that to stay here, do you?
No, I don't. I hate buildings. Buildings are stupid.
Fair enough.
Also, it's encroaching on my forest.
You can't have
We do
that.
sincerely apologize for our intrusion.
I had a blueberry bush there. It better still be there.
I like raspberries. You got any of those?
Oh, there are lots of raspberries. And you guys eventually... She laughs when you do that. I like this one. And she'll just walk with you guys. She almost like leaps like a frog a little bit from tree to tree, occasionally climbing up into the branches and leading from overhead. And sometimes she'll just like crawl on the ground, but always in a very feral sort of way. And you guys come back to the building. And it's now overgrown with vines and leaves. And there's a tree jutting up from the middle of it.
Well.
And she looks up and she's like, oh dear. Well, I suppose the forest has claimed it now.
Yeah, but you can still send us back, right?
Not if the forest doesn't want you to go.
Well,
Okay, well, how do we become a huge nuisance to the forest until it wants to kick us out?
Set it on fire! I'm kidding, don't do that.
She looks at you and you hear this like growl come from her mouth briefly.
she's
I am about to become a terrible house guest.
So hold on. Why would the forest not want us to leave?
I don't
there
know.
more hags? I hope not.
It may be that it likes you, or it may be that it needs more help.
Well, forest, let us know what's going on. And Nim just looks at the trees.
And you see that Argent sort of listens with you and then looks. Did they say anything to you?
No, but that's normal for me, I suppose. I guess I should have considered that before talking to the trees.
Well, I could take you out of the forest, but you would be a far away from home. So you can either hoof it back to your home on your own, or you can stay as the forest guest and maybe never leave, or maybe help it more, or maybe find out what's going on.
Well, if the
Can
forest
I
needs...
trance and figure out what is going on?
Ooh.
Being a wood elf. Am I a wood elf in here or am I a moon elf? I can't remember.
You're a moon elf, but moon elves are wood elves.
Okay.
So, sure, go ahead and make a nature or arcana roll. Your choice.
My nature is doo-doo water, so I'm going to do arcana.
Okay.
I'm going to use my inspiration.
Okay.
And let me see. I'm just going to roll an actual d20 because D&D Bond hates me right now. They all hate me. It's terrible either way. That's a 8. 8. That's an 8.
Okay. So you put your hand to a tree, and you guys watch as Anu's normally just subtly glowing blue eyes beam with brilliant light. And Anu, you find yourself metaphysically transported, almost like when you have your visions of your past lives, and you see other moon elves sobbing, gathered together, comforting one another. Their carts and their carriages in shambles. You see one of their wolves that they keep as pack animals with this clan is torn apart. And you suddenly swept back into your own mind.
I don't know what I just saw.
Well, what did you see?
Oh, more elves. Something is tearing them apart.
That doesn't sound very good.
I take it they're in here.
If the forest showed you, they'd have to be. It's your choice. Whatever you want me to do.
Well,
I'm getting the distinct feeling that we might not be done in here.
I mean, we're already in the forest. We may as well make another quick stop, you know.
Well, seems like there are people that need aid.
If all of you do not mind, I think I would like if your friend here, and he sort of looks at the gnome girl, if she would take me to the nearest settlement. I'm not sure that I'm equipped to deal with the sort of adventures that all of you deal with.
Okay, I just realize how far out we are. I forget what you said the name of the area we're in now.
The Gloaming
Stephen.
Arbor.
So, Jakar, do you know where the Gloaming Arbor is?
Yes.
Yeah.
I see. Well, there is a village just outside the tree line.
Ah, I thought you said buildings were stupid.
They are. I don't like it there. But they built it, the humans.
If you'll feel safer there, then you can go there. Just, I'm just don't know if the forest decides it's ready to send us back. I don't know if that's going to be a snap decision, if we're going to be able to come grab you, or what's going to happen.
In all fairness, my friend, I've had more than my fill of magic. And I would rather return home in a way that I feel safe.
Fair enough. I'm going to hug him.
He'll hug you back. Just remember, you are a good person.
I'm going to smile at him and go, "You're a great liar. It's wonderful."
He smiles back. And then he looks at the rest of you. Keep one another safe. And,
Always.
Maybe you can find some use in this. And he pulls out what you can see is one of the hag's fingernails.
Ugh.
We fought before everything happened, and I got this.
I'll take it.
Good job. I am suitably impressed. I'm not going to touch it, but I am impressed.
Be safe. Keep one another safe. Never lose hope.
Nim reaches in her apron and tries to find a snack to hand him since she realizes he's been out for so long. And she finds a moldy piece of bread that's covered in hag's blood and kind of holds it out, but then just tosses it over her shoulder. "I'm sorry, I don't have anything. But, you be safe too."
You know, I have heard that it is the thought that counts, and I am sure there was intention there, and that is worth something. And he will kind of give all of you a fond farewell, and then he and Argent will go off, and you see Argent actually, about halfway down the road, turns into a dire wolf. And he gets on top, and then they speed off.
Like that kid.
So, Anu, I don't suppose you got any sense of direction on where we need to head.
Yeah, but first we're gonna need a rest.
I'll take first watch.
Well, I've got something better in mind. I now get to cast Liamon's tiny hut.
Oh!
Ooh! And you guys do have a building that has a hearth and all the amenities still. It's just overgrown.
So, well, I can set it up in there if we want, or we can do it outside. It'll work either way.
Yeah, let's just do it out here. And then go back in that building just in case.
Fair enough.
Oh, the power's out.
So, Wisp is going to, it's sort of arching arm motions back and forth several times for sort of putting the arms out and then bringing together and clapping above their head, which sort of forms the dome of Demon's tiny hut.
Okay.
Around us.
So you now have a tiny hut, which you can enter and exit freely for 8 hours, and it is comfortable. You can make it opaque or transparent, your choice. You can make it any color you want.
I'm going to be going for just whatever will, from the outside, it'll be whatever makes it blend.
Okay.
And sort of camouflage in as much as possible. And from the inside, it's mostly transparent, but there's just kind of a shimmer on it.
Okay. So you guys watch as Wisp is doing this, and it almost looks like the earth itself rises around this dance that they're doing. And it forms into what, from the outside, you would never know is not a mossy rock. But inside, it's just completely, you can walk through it. It's an illusion. And you can see through it perfectly fine. The airflow is great. It's just an illusion.
This is incredibly impressive. Good job, Wisp.
I'll take a little bow at that.
So, what are you doing for food?
Let's see what I've actually got on hand.
Kim is emptying out her apron and trying not to gag.
Are we sure we should be eating here?
Well, if Argent is making reference to berries, unless they do something with berries that I can't imagine, I would think eating the local.
Well, yeah, but we're in the Feywild, aren't we?
You are in the Gloaming Arbor, which is a physical location in the physical world, but it is notoriously closely tied to the wild. People are said to enter and slip in.
Probably fine to eat the food here then.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. In that case, I'll go and do some hunt and forage.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a survival roll. I am ready for this because I have been following this lady named Alexis on TikTok, and she does all kinds of foraging business. And so I've been learning about plants. Huh?
17.
Okay. So you find a little clearing, right? And you see these what almost look like pads just dotting the clearing, and they're blue. And when you approach closer, you find that they are mushrooms. These are indigo milk-cap mushrooms. So they have a feathery, flaky underside. They taste vaguely like Fruit Loops, apparently.
Cool.
And you find enough of them, you could make a whole meal out of just these.
Most excellent. I will try to find some variants because nobody wants to eat just mushrooms, but I'm very excited. I will use this as the staple.
Okay. So go ahead and give me another survival roll. We'll treat this as a complex test, as you're trying to build a whole meal for your friends.
12.
12. So, you managed to find a brace of conies, a pair of rabbits.
Okay.
For some meat.
Awesome.
And they seem to be caught in a trap that was already made by someone else.
Well, they don't know that the trap went off, or the rabbits wouldn't be here, so technically it's not stealing.
And then one more check. See if you can come out with anything else.
15.
You find 2 berry bushes, 1 blueberries and 1 raspberries.
Oh, Argent.
And they are abundant.
Just gonna fill my pockets with those because
Okay.
that is the tradition.
All right. So, you guys, what are the rest of you doing to set up for camp? Wisp obviously set up Lehman's tiny hut and has some time to do whatever they choose. So just whoever wants to go next.
So what is in what comes equipped with said hut? Are there accessories within?
Inside the hut, it's just a dome.
Okay, it's just a dome.
It's just a dome.
Okay. So Nim,
you can bring things into it.
Yeah, I was just wondering if like we set it up and it was super magical and like we had pots and pans and all the good stuff. It's cool.
No.
We've got shelter. So Nim is right outside the hut, picking up a stick and getting some brush to fashion a broom, because if they're going to sleep on the dirt, they are going to sleep on swept dirt.
Okay. So go ahead and give me a survival roll first to find said things.
17.
You absolutely find some straw. You find some vines you can make into makeshift twine. You find a good stick, a good sturdy, gnarly stick. And now I need you to make a sleight of hand roll. Do you have carpenter's tools proficiency or weaver's tools or anything that'd be useful in this situation?
I have calligrapher's supplies.
You're not writing anything.
Correct. But I'll do sleight of hand.
Okay, so you're at disadvantage because you don't have any proficiencies that would apply to helping with this.
9.
You can craft a crude broom. It falls apart halfway through your sweeping, but you've got like half of the job done.
Okay, that's good, really.
Okay. Let's see. Anu, Wisp, one of you. Oh, you're muted, Senita.
And yeah.
Sorry, my nephew's back there like talking. I just had to mute.
No worries.
I want to find a bath.
A bath?
Is there any running water somewhere, like a river?
Make a survival roll.
Oh, I have terrible survival. Oh, it's a net 20.
You know what? You go searching, and it's like maybe 20 feet through some bushes behind the back of the building. You find a little spring of running water, and it's got these tiers in it, and it's a pretty good size rock. It's like the rock is almost as big as the building, but it's got these tiers that are formed into pools so that you have this crystal clear spring water just gathering in these pools, and it flows out the bottom to somewhere else. You don't know where, but it stays clean. It's safe to drink, and it just looks so incredibly appealing. The plants on the outside almost give it this atmosphere, and they're very fragrant. It's a floral place. This is like, you would pay top tier money in any Voiresian city to go to a spa that had a place like this constructed.
Okay. Yay.
So,
If there's any do we have any? Are there any like buckets around, or?
you could check inside the building.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna check inside the building for buckets.
All right, investigation.
16.
16. You do find several buckets throughout the various places in the inn. Some of them are cleaning buckets, so they're not as nice for carrying drinking water, but you can also find flasks and bottles and steins and all manner of things that you could use to carry drinking water as well.
And cooking water, because we're going to be doing that.
Yep. You could.
Yes.
You can find pots and pans. There's all kinds of stuff.
All right. I'm taking those with me.
Okay. So, Anu starts gathering supplies from inside the building and carrying them around back. Wisp, what are you doing?
Wisp has broken out a set of pan flutes and is just playing those kind of quietly to themselves.
Okay. So you're playing your pan flutes. Any musings in particular, or just kind of with your own thoughts?
The tune is shifting. It never gets particularly upbeat, but it varies between a little bit of sense of melancholy and something more soothing, almost lullaby-like.
Okay. Okay, so it's like a haunting, relaxing sort of thing. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's the vibe.
You gather several what look like multicolored fireflies just kind of flitting around the outside of your dome when you do this. They're very bright fireflies, actually, and they seem to be enjoying the music. Masquerade returns around now with a veritable feast in tow. Right around the time that Nim's broom falls apart, actually.
Oh,
I
dear.
laughed
Oh.
playfully.
Don't laugh. I tried very hard, and while I did not find rabbits, this corner is swept, and it looks great.
Well, good. Then you have somewhere to stay. Has anybody built a fire?
Nope.
I'm going to set things down and start building a fire, and I'm just like smiling that put upon smile, but it's like, you know what? We survived, and these are my friends, and we're not dead. I can build the fire.
Okay, that is a mood. That is a whole mood. So you start building a fire anew. You can get as many pots, pans, buckets, and otherwise that you want down to this spring behind the back.
Okay. Gonna get a whole bucket for drinking water.
Okay.
And I'm gonna get a pots and pans for
Cooking?
cooking. Yes, there it is. So bring those back, because I imagine what temperature is the water?
It's cool, actually. Almost cold.
Is it warm outside? Like
It is
okay?
warm.
Okay.
It's like a pleasant summer day.
Okay, so taking a cold bath will be fine. Okay. Then I'm gonna come back and just bring it here, and like there's water, clean water to bathe
Well
in.
done.
Once we're done, I can cook. I have cooking utensils.
I will step aside.
Okay. So, Anu, you're preparing everything. Go ahead and give me... It depends on how you cook. Do you use your senses and perception? Do you use more like your survival skills to do it? Do you use your understanding of specific ingredients and nature? What skill do you think most applies to your cooking?
Perception.
Okay, go ahead and give me a perception roll then.
If I have
Because you are
cooking-
cooking it up by tasting it as you go.
Okay. Now, does cooking utensils give me advantage, or does it just knock out disadvantage?
It just knocks out disadvantage for this.
Okay. 16.
16. So, would you like to describe what you made with these ingredients, or
Rat stew. Not rat stew. We're having rabbit. Rabbit stew.
rabbit stew? Okay. So, you guys get this rabbit stew. It's got this interesting blue, almost like blue-brown color to it. It smells sweet, but not overpoweringly so. The sweetness of the mushroom, the savoriness of the rabbit, it goes really well together, and the berries kind of add that acid element that rounds it all out. A little bit of salt and pepper, and it is a meal fit for a king.
This is delightful, and thank you.
Very good. I'm used to you destroying, not creating. This is fantastic.
Wow, called out.
Okay, but we've always had fun when I've destroyed things, so.
That is
I would
very
be-
true.
But no more making deals. How about that?
Now I can help my family with my bare hands.
That's a much better plan.
So you guys get through a delicious dinner. And anyone who wants to can go relax in the springs, or you can explore, or whatever you want to do, or you can sleep.
I'm gonna go relax in the springs.
Okay. So, what about other people? Because I'm going to get back to you with that one.
Wisp is going to step outside the hut and play the pan flutes again and see if the fireflies show back up.
Okay. You start playing the pan flutes. Go ahead and give me a performance roll.
It's not the best roll I've done. That's a 13.
Okay. So you start playing a similar tune, I presume?
Yes.
Something sort of melancholy yet relaxing. That sort of haunting lilt fills the air. And you see these multicolored fireflies start drawing in. And you swear, if only briefly, that in the corner of your eye, around the corner of the building, you could see her. Watching. And then you realize this magic forest is a little more magic than maybe is always comfortable.
After that happens, I will wrap up the tune and go sleep.
Okay. What about Nim?
Nim kind of finds a corner and one of the smaller containers of water that Anu brought in and kind of washes her face and just tries to look presentable, takes her apron, looks at it, tries to scrub out some spots. Then she just kind of settles in and leans up against a wall in her little swept corner and is ready for a snooze.
Okay.
That was very innocuous what I said I was doing, and now you're looking around like you're gonna make me do something.
I just rolled. That's all.
No.
So
No.
you see that there is a tiny black rabbit that approaches from around the building, and it sees you leaning there against the building in the hut, and it can't enter the hut because nothing can enter the hut without Wisp's permission. But it just sits there and looks at you, and it's sort of almost like a cat sort of pads out a spot for itself, and then it turns its back to you and stands like it's standing guard.
An interesting little bunny situation.
What about Masquerade? What are you doing?
Well, food, and then I'm probably gonna take a snooze myself.
Okay. So you take a rest, and the ground is hard, but the grass is supple. And the moss is spongy almost to the point, it's like the ground invites you to sleep here as all of you rest. It's like the forest wants to welcome you, which is something I don't think any of you have ever experienced in such a direct way before. Anu, you come to the springs out back, and are you washing your clothes? Are you doing anything in particular? Are you just kind of sitting and relaxing?
I washed my clothes and now I'm relaxing in the water.
Okay.
They're off drying right now.
Okay. So you're sitting there, and as you sit there, just at some point, you're not really sure when, you realize there is someone now sitting in the water across from you. A purple-skinned moon elf man with long pink-red, like scarlet hair, and a beard and these just a little bit longer than normal eyebrows, and he's got tattoos on his face. And he just looks over at you.
Listen, you gotta buy me dinner first.
Oh, forgive me. I thought that these springs were available and open for all.
Oh, where'd you come from?
The forest, same as all of us, I suppose.
No, I meant you weren't here a second ago. Were you watching me?
And he kind of like bites his lip a little bit, and his yellow eyes glimmer with like a little bit of like a playful teasing. That depends. Would you be happy about it?
Depends. You got food?
I have food. I have water. I have shelter, though not as nice as yours.
Shelter's pretty nice.
Yes, you must have very powerful friends to be able to do such a thing.
Yeah.
So, let me ask you then. If your friends are powerful, does that mean that you are?
Probably the most powerful one there.
So, if I were to ask for your help with something, you might be able to oblige?
It's about the moon elves losing their wolves.
How did you know?
I told you, I'm powerful.
Clearly. Well then, if you already know, you must have already thought about it a bit.
A little bit.
I felt myself guided over here. I wasn't really sure why or for what purpose, but I saw you here at the spring, and well, I suddenly wasn't nearly as sad about being drawn away from the group.
So you're our guide to where we need to go.
I suppose if you want to call me that. I am dedicated, with my fealty sworn to the forest itself. And it led me here. So, I suppose it probably would want me to lead you back. And he sort of gestures to the tattoos on his face. Paladins and all, you know.
How quickly do you need us? Because we're pretty beaten up here.
Take your rest. It would do us no good to go to my people unrested, injured, and tired.
Like, no.
We've been dealing with this for weeks now. One more night will not be much different for us, and frankly speaking, we've already lost most of what we're going to lose. And I could use, personally, a night of safety away with a pretty face.
I'll go ask for permission. Don't look.
And he'll close his eyes and pointedly put his hands over his eyes.
Alright, my clothes should be dry.
Yep, your clothes are dry.
Right, we're not that far from the dome, right?
No, you're like 20 feet away.
Yeah. Is everybody awake or is they sleeping?
Depends on how long you've been bathing.
Not long enough to get wrinkly fingers.
Okay, then no, I'm not asleep yet.
Definitely am sleeping.
I'm still staring at the bunny.
Wisp, is it all right? We have a guest.
Did he follow her? Am I seeing
Nope.
this guy? Or?
Nope, she said don't look, so he's still
Okay.
got his eyes covered in the pool.
Depends. Who are you talking about?
Person who's going to lead us to where we need to go tomorrow.
Okay, I suppose. I mean, like, we get one more in here, it's going to be cramped, but I suppose.
All right. I'm not even going to walk back. I'm just going to yell, you can come out now.
All right, and so you guys see a stark naked, purple-skinned moon elf just walk from around a corner. And he is just looking at all of you. He's got tattoos not only on his face, but along his back as well, and they sort of like wrap around the shoulders and around the upper legs and everything. And it's how paladins channel their magic in this world. They get tattoos that have magic imbued in them, so you guys would pretty easily be able to tell what he can do.
I'm going to look at
in more ways than one.
I'm going to look at Anu real quick. You have interesting taste.
Yeah. We don't have any extra blankets.
Oh, I have clothes that aren't dry yet back there. Would you feel more comfortable if I put something on?
Oh, I don't care.
It's no difference to me.
Nim just does this.
And he will go back and like a couple minutes later come back, and he's at least wearing his small clothes now. And he leans on the side of the building. He's like, my name is Ennis. And who are all of you?
Are we giving our names this time? Because we got yelled at the last time we did it.
I'm not responding yet, so you make your own call.
you can call me A.
A, as in ass.
It is pretty tight.
Well, I wouldn't know. I had my eyes covered, now didn't I?
Yeah. How unfortunate.
And the rest of you?
Flit.
Flit.
Mm-hmm.
Nice to meet you.
You as well.
Nim's just like looking at Mask.
That Mask is over there snoring.
Oh dear.
I'm gonna nudge Nim.
Yeah, I'm Jim. Did I do that right?
Jim. That's an interesting name. I haven't met too many humans, but I thought that was a more masculine sort of name.
Don't make assumptions.
Fair.
It's also short.
Oh,
For-
is it?
For Jimbling Tindingmingson. It's a family name.
Jimbling Bingintonman.
Yes.
Nice to meet you.
It's very good to meet you too, Innes.
Who's the one that's sound asleep over there?
We'll let them introduce themselves when they wake up.
Very well. He, him, for myself. And the rest of you?
Just shrugs.
Well, I'm a she because, as you know, Jimmingson Limbington is a female name.
Of course.
He, her.
Mask, you can choose if you wake up to this nonsense or not.
Like, yeah, they kind of sit up and shake their head and like rub their eyes, and they're like, "What are we on about?"
Oh, your friend is awake. Nice to meet you. I'm Innis. He, him.
I'm A.
That's ass over there.
I see.
And as you know, I'm Jim Lington.
Right.
But everybody calls me Jim. And Nim just has big eyebrows.
I know, I understand. You're very into the name Jimmy.
And who are you, if I might inquire?
Galliard.
Galliard. Nice to meet you.
That's fancy.
So, he sort of looks around. If you prefer, I'm comfortable trancing out here. I've been spending the past few nights under the stars.
If it's all the same to you, it is a little cramped with 5 in here.
That's fine. I look forward to our journey in the morning. And I hope all of you have a good night. And I hope that none of you wake up with a cramp in your ass. And he looks at Anu when he says that. And that is where we're going to cut it for tonight. Thank you guys for playing with us. Thank you, everybody, for joining in the chat. These guys are great. You guys are great. I am so thrilled that we got to come back and kill a hag and whatnot.
I miss you all.
Yeah,
Same.
for real.
Even if Steven tried to kill us several times today.
Right?
I just want to take a moment to appreciate the fact that while Anu was like flirting with that elf, Vera's just over there sipping.
Yeah.
The sass.
I'm not gonna lie, like, Nathaniel has the best faces sometimes, and like there are times like I know I nailed a description when I see Nathaniel's reaction, especially when it's like gross.
You annoyingly do gross very well.
I'll take it. But anyway, thank you everybody for watching, and we are going to be back in 2 weeks with more. This will post on our YouTube channel by the same name, Quill and Sword, on Monday, so at noon. So until next time, everybody, whether it's on the page or at the table or at the tabletop or online, tell your story your way. Bye, everybody.